Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. This is Rabbi Simon, and as we do, we shall read some Psalms, do a petition before we get into the lecture. So I'll start with the Psalm 9. I will make you known, O Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, with my whole heart. I will show forth all your marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing praises to your name, O Most High. When my enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at your presence. For you have maintained my right and my cause. You sit in the throne, judging right. You have rebuked the nations, you have destroyed the wicked, you have put out their name forever and ever. O you enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and you have destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. But Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh shall endure forever. He has prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the peoples in uprightness. Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble, and they shall know your name, will put their trust in you, for you, Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, have not forsaken them that seek you. Sing praises to Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, which dwell in Sion. Declare among the people his doings. When he makes inquisitions for blood, he remembers them. He forgets not the cry of the humble. Have loving kindness upon me, O Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. You shall lift me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all your praise in the gates of the daughters of Zion. I will rejoice in your rescue. The nations sank down in the pit that they had made, the net which they had hid in their own foot caught up. Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh is known by the judgment which he executes. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. The wicked shall be thrown into Sheol, and all the nations that forget Elohim. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, let no man prevail. Let the nations be judged in your sight. Put them in fear, O Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Selah. Baruch Hashem, Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh. O praise Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, all you nations. Praise him, all you peoples, for his merciful kindness is great towards us, and the truth of Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh endures forever. And we shall do, this time we shall do Shin from the Psalm 119. Rulers have persecuted me without a cause, but my heart stands in awe of your word. I rejoice at your word as one that finds great spoil. I hate and abhor lying, but your Torah I love. 7 times a day do I praise you because of your righteous judgments. Great shalom have they which love your Torah, and nothing shall offend them. Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, I have hoped for your rescue and done your commandments. My soul has kept your testimonies, and I love them exceedingly. I have kept your precepts, and your testimonies for all my ways are before you. Okay, we shall go to Psalm 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down to the edge of his robes. It is the dew of Hermon, it is the dew that descended upon the mountains of Sion. For there Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Psalm 134. Behold, blessed are you, Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, all your servants of Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, which by night stand in the house of Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh. Lift up your hands in the sanctuary and bless Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh. Yud-Heh-Vah-Heh, that may Shemayim and the earth bless you out of Zion. Okay, so Father, we thank you. We bless your holy name. We thank you for bringing us through the week. We thank you for your provisions throughout the week. We thank you for the health that you've given us. We thank you for the transportation that you provided for us, and for our going outs and for our coming backs. And Father, we thank you for protecting us from all evil and for all evil things out there. And Father, I petition that you continue to protect us, continue to guide us, continue to show us the right place, and continue to surround us with your angels, that we may be protected and blessed. In your holy name, thank you, and bless your name forever and ever. So, coming back to this week, first of all, looking at the US and the economy and the news about the economy, as you may or may not know, we actually had lower unemployment numbers. So that means that less people were claiming unemployment support, so they actually went down, which was good for the economy. The inflation report stood at 3%, which is not so bad either. Housing numbers were a little bit strong. Jobs numbers came out a little bit strong last week. So bearing that in mind, they still put the interest rates up yesterday to 0.25%, which they had already said that they would put up 2 more interest rates at 0.25%. So they've done one, and it is believed that they'll do another this year at some point. But really, I mean, if you looked at the numbers, I mean, the GDP came in a little stronger as well. If we look at the numbers, it is apparent that there should not be an interest rate rise if we look at the numbers themselves. But I think that a lot of this is to do with what the leaders, politicians, and the so-called bank governors decide based on who tells them what to do. It's not so much so longer on the economy being good or bad. It's just what they are told, and they just follow that. It's really a system that is kept in place for, as you know, for certain reasons, and the reasons are not obviously made obvious to the public. And that's why we see this going on. The war still rages on with Russia and Ukraine, no end to that. America still supporting the war effort, supplying the weapons, giving the money, and so is Europe, and so are some of the other countries. So really no stop to that. Until you talk about peace, there is no peace. So instead of just saying peace, I think there needs to be peace discussed before peace will come. So that's kind of the preliminary on this front. On the UK end, the bankers are saying that inflation is very sticky, and they may want to put up interest rates more. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people have fallen behind in their mortgage loans because the mortgages have gone up way too much. So a lot of people are struggling and suffering with that, and there has been a lot of repossessions over there and bankruptcies as a result. So it's not looking great in the UK right now. But like I said, continue to pray, continue to petition for your leaders, that God may show them and make them take wiser choices, and that may be the way forward. Okay, so coming back to the Pasha, we're in the book of Deuteronomy, the 5th book of Moses. We are in chapter 1, in the Pasha's Devrim. And these be the words which Moshe spoke to all Israel on his side Yarden, in the wilderness, in the plain over against the sea of reeds, between Paran and Trophel and Lavan and Hazeroth and Dizhav. There are 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moshe spoke to the children of Israel according to all that Yahoshua had given him in the commandment to them. After he had slain Sihor, the king of Amori, which dwell in Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, who dwell at Ashtaroth in Idriah, on this side of the Jordan, in the land of Moab, began Moshe to declare the Torah, saying, Yahoshua, our power, spoke to us in Horeb, saying, Ye have dwelt long enough in this mount, turn and set your journey, and set on your journey, and go to the mount of the Amori, and to all the places near thereon, into the plain, in the hills, and in the vale in the south, and by the seaside, to the land of Canaan, and to the Lebanon, to the great river, the river Farat. Okay, so here Moses is talking about a little bit about the past, what had happened, and also here at this point, Moses had already defeated Sihon, who was a very powerful king, and also there was a giant in the land of Saudi Arabia, which is known over here as Idriah. This is the region in Saudi Arabia today. And there was a man there, a king there, who had a huge bed, and he was something of a giant, and he was defeated by the children of Israel, known as Og, the king of Bashan. So here the children of Israel are given instructions. They are reminded of what happened in the past, and they're also reminded that how the children of Israel had betrayed God and not listened to the instructions and the commandments given them. And therefore, the suffering that came to them for 40 years that they suffered, it was as a result of their own choosing. Not because God decided to punish them because they were really evil people. It wasn't so much of that. And I think with that, another point comes to my mind, which is this. A lot of the times, our suffering in our life, a lot of the times, is our own doing. We do not suffer because God is punishing us. That's a misnomer, by the way. God is not there as a demagogue who wants to punish us. We suffer because what we believe, what we act upon, and what we think all day long is what causes us to suffer. And a lot of this is down to rumor. Rumor and your negative thinking is what causes your suffering. What is rumor? Well, could be rumor of war, could be rumor of unemployment, could be rumor of joblessness, could be rumor of disease, could be rumor of something else. All of that, broken relationship, these are the things which cause our people to suffer, cause us to suffer. So it's not what happens outside, it's what you believe within is what causes you. So never ever entertain inside ideas of negativity or rumor or misplaced love or to do with unemployment. You create your own economy. Okay? You are the ones that will create your economy. How? Because you believe what you're worth. What you're worth is what you will earn. If you believe you're only worth $50,000, well, you're not going to make $100,000 because you don't believe in it, right? If you believe you're worth $500,000, then you will earn $500,000. But if you believe you're only worth $30,000, then that's what you will earn. It's what you believe, what will act out in your world. So where does the belief start? Inside you. Inside is where you put your belief. You put your belief. If you believe to yourself, and you believe it with sincere heart, and you follow it, you believe that you deserve $500,000 a month. $500,000 a year. Then you will earn $500,000, $500,000 a year. You will earn it. Rest assured, you will earn it. But you have to change your belief system. Another student of mine was telling me, he was speaking with, they told me, and remember my last week's lecture, do not accept what does not conform to your reality. And a lot of you are suffering because you accept what does not conform to your reality, and therefore you suffer with that because you are still doing the wrong thing. When I told you, do not accept what you do not like. If you reject it, you will not suffer it, you will not pay the penalty for it. My student told me that she had got a contract at the job and they did not like that contract, and some of the other people had said, hey, okay, we'll go with it, and they had said, no, we're not going to go with it, we don't like it, we don't like this contract, we're not going to accept it. They rejected it. And guess what? The ones who rejected the contract, because they said, hey, we are worth better than this, we are worth more, so why should we accept this contract? So it ended up turning that the management changed their mind and changed their contract because the people rejected it, because they did not like it. So what I told you, comply with it. What you don't like, never accept it. If you accept it, it will become set in stone, and then you will suffer the rest of your life for it. Now, it could be to do with a job, it could be a bad report, your doctor gave you a bad report, you got illness, and you got this, that, and the third, but you reject it. You reject it, and you continue to believe that you're not ill, you're healthy, you're safe, you're healthy, you're wealthy, and you will become that, okay? Let me tell you another story. This is a true story, by the way. In the East, there was a patient, and they came to me and they said to me that the doctor has said that they need to take their gallbladder out. And I told them, I said, reject the doctor's report. The doctor is wrong. The patient does not need to have their gallbladder taken out. It's total baloney. I said, this patient can be cured with simple medication. So I gave them a little formula, and I told them what they needed to do, and I told them that do not entertain the idea of an operation by the doctors. Don't even think about it. Reject it, and don't even talk about it next time. And so they did. And guess what happened? A week later, they went to somebody else, another doctor, and another doctor said, hey, you don't need an operation. Who told you that? You got no problem with your gallbladder. The problem is somewhere else. And so it turned out that they didn't need an operation, and I was right. And they said, your problem is simple. Actually, the woman had several operations before, and they said because of those several operations, the point at which they each time cut the skin, they had some not ulcer, but there was a scar. The scar tissue that caused over there was causing the pain, and the doctor had used that pain to say, hey, you need an operation. But no, the pain was caused by the scar. Therefore, the woman did not need any operation, did not need to have the gallbladder taken out, but she was given the wrong diagnosis. So, well, guess what? So the hospital can make money. What do you think the doctors are doing over here mostly? Trying to make money, isn't it? For the big pharma and for themselves. So, big pharma pays the doctors. The doctors will give you all sorts of wrong prescription and wrong information because that's what they do and that's what they are taught. So, kudos to that family that listened to me, and they saved them. And guess what? When the woman went to the hospital the first time, they ended up paying, $300-400 for just, for $200-300 for just checkups and this, that, and that test and all this. And the next time when I told them to go to a different place, guess how much they paid? You're not going to believe this. They paid $10. And the woman came back, healthy. The doctor gave her a medicine that she's been taking, and the woman is now healthier. Think about it. Think about what I'm telling you over here and learn from me. Learn. Do not accept negative reports. Do not accept negative statements. Do not accept something that is against you. Reject it. I told you many times before, and I tell you again, reject it, and you will do well. So, coming back to the negative report of the Israelites. The Israelites had a negative report, 10 spies coming back, giving a negative report. All those people died, including those 10 spies, because of their negativity and their negative report. The next generation went into the land, had positive thinking, had the right attitude, and the 2 spies that did not have the wrong attitude also entered the land. And you know those 2 spies who they are? Of course, Caleb and of course Joshua. So, having said that, it is very important that it all begins within. When you want to earn $500,000, yeah, it seems like a mountain, doesn't it? 500,000, okay, seems like a mountain. Maybe $200,000 seems like a mountain. But when you start telling yourself that you are making $200,000, salary, you will make it. When you tell yourself that you're making $200,000, if you just spend 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day of your life, you spent it in affirmations, believing and saying that you are earning $200,000 annually. By the way, you will make $200,000 annually. But if you continue to believe the rest of the day that you're not going to make $200,000, you only worth $30,000, then you will earn $30,000. That will be your keep. Because that's what your belief system is. You've got to change your belief system. You've got to come out of your shell. You've got to start telling yourself that you are earning $200,000 a year. This is your worth now. It may not be your worth in the future. In the future, maybe you're worth more than $200,000. Maybe you're worth $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. But you've got to tell yourself that. You've got to tell yourself that. Listen, I heard the testimony of a young man. He went out doing some financial stuff, and he was in the markets trying to do some forex and other things, and he made losses, and then he went back in with the attitude that I can earn more money, I can double my account, I can do it, I can make great money over here. So he took a $300. This was a man in the East, by the way. He took $300, a Pakistani guy, by the way. He took $300. He started to work on it, and he doubled his account to $600 in the forex market. And then he took it to $1,000. After he took it to $1,000, he took some money out, $500. He was very happy. It took him maybe a month or whatever time period. He did it. Once he did it, he was so happy that, hey, see, I can do it. And then he said to himself, I can do even better than that. I can do better than that, and I'm going to do better than that. And he continued to believe it. Listen to this belief system. He continued to believe that he can do better. And he continued. And what he did, he said, I need more money to trade. So he asked his dad, his family, friends, whoever. He gathered around $10,000. He invested it. With the $10,000, he made, I think, more than $10,000. He made more than $10,000 in profit. He then, of course, dispersed that money to the people he borrowed from, and he went and said, I'm going to make better than this. He then went for a funded challenge. This time he paid a funded company to get $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 account. Now this man has $7 million under him. He's only a 16-year-old kid. Yes, 16 years old, or maybe 17 at most. And he's got $7 million under his belt, and he's taken out payments. He took out, from one company, funded company, he took a payment of, I think it was $58,000, $59,000 in a month. The other one, he took out $25,000. Then another one, and another $15,000. All in all, he made $100,000 in a month or more from these different firms, and he's continuing to make money now every month. And I heard this guy's interview, and this guy said that I'm going to continue, and I'm going to continue to make money. Now I know how to make money. I'm going to continue to make it. I'm worth a lot more than this, and I can make this money. In other words, what took him there? What took him from where he was? His belief system. He believed in himself. He believed he was worth more money. He believed he could do it, and he did it. Yes, there were failures. Yes, there were challenges. Of course, there will be challenges. You're going to get to challenges. You're going to get to failures. But failures is not the be-all and end-all. They are just stepping stones. And now he's making good money. I'm not saying that the Forex is for you all. I'm not saying that. Forex is not for all. I am saying that maybe you have other options, You could be a salaried employee. You could be a business owner. You could be doing something else, but you could be making money. But you got to believe in yourself. What is the central point over here that I'm trying to hone in on? Believe in yourself that you are worth more money. Don't just believe in yourself. Act upon it. In other words, say it. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself that I'm earning $200,000 annually. I am earning $500,000 annually, if that's what you believe. I am worth it. I deserve it. I am worthy. These are the kind of statements you should be telling yourself. If you tell yourself these statements, you will make that money. I promise you. Listen and do and act 10 minutes a day. If you can't do an hour a day, then do 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes short bursts. 10 minutes of rampage. 10 minutes each time. 10 minutes in the morning. Maybe 10 minutes in the afternoon. Rampage. What do you rampage on? I'm worthy. I'm great. My life is wonderful. Everything in my life is perfect. Hey, I make $200,000. Easy. I make $200,000. $200,000 comes to me. $200,000 comes to me. I'm worthy. I deserve it. These are the kind of statements you need to, short and concise. Nothing long, not long-winded. Not a three paragraph statement. Not a one paragraph statement. Oh, I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to go and then try and earn 100 and maybe I'll make it and maybe I won't. No, just straight, simple, short statement. I am making $200,000. I am making $200,000. I am making $200,000. How long is that statement? Very short, concise. Do it morning and evening. Do it every day. Do 10-minute sessions. Do some rampages on it. You will do well. You will make do. The problem with the children of Israel was that they did not believe God and they did not believe in themselves. They were a failure. The first generation was a failure because they refused to believe God and they refused to believe in themselves. They were a faithless generation. And the faithless generation perished as a result of their faithlessness. So you, on the other hand, learn from them. Do not be a faithless generation. Do not behave in the same way. Do not act in the same way. And you will all do great. You will do great works. You will make great money. Why? Because you are a faithful generation. You are a faithful people. You have learned from the mistakes of the past. You have learned from the mistakes of our elders. You have realized that, hey, the mistakes that they made, I'm not going to do it. I believe in God. I trust God. God is blessing me. Not God is going to bless me. God is blessing me. God is sending forth His blessings upon me. I'm tremendously blessed. I am great. I am wonderful. It is wonderful. It is wonderful. I am making $200,000. I am making $500,000. It's wonderful. I'm making $500,000. It's wonderful. I'm making $500,000. Believe in it. Don't just say it and disbelieve it. Believe in it. Yeah, sure. There may be times when you might be thinking, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I'm able to make this much money. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this much money. I don't know if I'm worth it. I don't know if I can. Maybe I'm just lying to myself. No. This so-called lie will become fact. You will start making that money. But you will go through some challenges. Hey, listen, I didn't say there will be no challenges. There will be challenges. But you got to believe in it. You got to tell yourself that you can do it. So your statement should be, I'm making $500,000 a year. I'm making $200,000 a year. For some of you, I'm making $100,000 a year. So whatever amount you set it and forget it and keep doing it. Don't stop. Keep doing it. For the rest of the year, keep doing it. Don't ever disbelieve it. Don't ever for a second disbelieve it. You're worth it. You can do it. And you are going to do it. So I want you to all go out there and get it. Get it. Start believing in yourself. Start changing your inside. When your inside changes, your outside will show the result. If you're ill, start believing that you're healed, you're healthy, you're whole. God has blessed you with health. Start believing in it, and you will be healthy. If you've got a bad relationship, start believing you have a great relationship. Start telling yourself, I have a great relationship. My wife is great. My husband is great. We love each other. We met in love with each other. We love each other. Our relationship is the best. Start believing in it. Start saying it. Your relationship will change. Within days, within weeks, and before you know it, you'll have a beautiful relationship. Before you know it, you'll have beautiful health. Before you know it, you'll be rich. You won't be struggling. You won't be looking for a job. You'll already be doing a job. You'll already be in business. You'll already be making money. Why? Why? What's the difference between you and the guy on the street? Well, the guy on the street's worried about 15,000 things. He's looking at all negative news. All he's worried about is what's going to happen to him next hour. But you're not like that. You're not going to think that. You're going to only believe in positive result. You're only going to have a good mindset. You're going to continue to believe that you're worth it. You deserve it. You're worthy. You're chosen. And yes, you are. You're chosen. You're worthy. You're making $200,000 a month. Yeah, sure. People are making $200,000 a month. Some people are. And it's not to say that you can't. Well, that guy who's 17 years old, the Pakistani guy, he's making over $100,000 a month. Well, what's special about him? Only thing special about him is his belief system. He believes it to be true, and it started to happen for him. When he struggled, he didn't let go. So there will come times you will struggle, but don't let go. Continue to believe. Continue to believe and continue to say it. Continue to believe it. Continue to repeat it. Affirm, and be faithful to your decision. Be faithful to your decision. And when you're faithful to your decision, you will prosper. You will do great works. With that, I'm going to thank you for listening. Have a wonderful Shabbat. And until next time, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, Shalom.